on track.
Oh, you're in the server? Nice.
Yep. AC looks so fucking good now that I've ditched VR.
Oh yeah, you're not in VR anymore, hey?
Nah. It's not optimal for open wheelers, but it's whatever.
So, we are live, and it actually
Hello.
looks like it's working.
Woo!
Yep, that fixed it. I just clicked around in some basic settings based on what Flash suggested, and it looks good. Zero watching now. Life is pain. Oh well.
Apparently my ERS controls aren't set for this car.
Oh yeah.
I never really drove the SF70H too much because there's the Formula Hybrid from RSS.
That's right.
I'll set that there and see what I can do.
So, I ran an 18.5 on fast track conditions in Q-Trim.
Okay.
That was with the Red Bull Ring setup. I think you can run a 17.3. I think that's in the cards. And remember, you're the open wheel guy among us. I'm the tin top guy.
Yeah.
But for those just tuning in, or you're watching this on a tape delay because you have nothing else to do at work, we are testing for the upcoming sim racing system season. It'll be 20-minute races in the Ferrari SF70H, and it's put on by two rival YouTube channels. It's kind of like Guy A versus Guy B. They're relatively small channels, but they've paid to be a sponsor of the Monday and Tuesday night American time slot. What's it called? SRS races. Again, 20-minute sprint races, so we'll all be on super soft or ultra soft tires. There won't be pit stops. There'll be very minimal engine mapping management. And we are basically just running laps in some public server we found to shake down the cars. I did a bit of testing earlier today, so I wasn't going in totally blind. These cars are actually surprisingly some of the easiest high-level formula cars to drive across any sim, and I think, Ethan, you'll notice that as you start cranking out a few quick laps. They are so planted, they're a lot heavier than I think a lot of F1 cars.
Yeah, they're for 2017 they became a lot heavier due to new engine components such as the MGU-H, a lot wider, both in track and the actual tires themselves. You'll notice comparing to a 2016 car, the 2017 tires are extremely wide, so there's a lot of mechanical grip in these things, a lot of downforce, a lot of topside aero. With all the lap records we've been seeing smashed last year and also this year, I'd be inclined to believe that these have the most downforce of any F1 car as well. I still do prefer the the pre-2014 cars because they're so light and nimble, and the sound is the least of it. These hybrid cars are absolute tanks. They are so heavy, and you can really feel it if you drive the 2012 or what's the Ferrari they have in here, the 2013 Ferrari compared with the 2017 and even the 2015. You will notice that difference.
And apparently, I'm looking in the details of the chat here. There's a leaderboard, which I'm going to go look up here.
Okay.
That shows basically the quickest laps ever turned on the server.
I'm going to set my ERS controls.
Quickest lap, F2004, is a 1:16.5, and the SF70H, a 1:17.7 by Zanard O. So I'm going to head out on track here and do some laps. We do have a couple of viewers.
Nice. Now, I won't be able to see chat this time because I'm in the server driving here.
I mean, we'll be able to talk and be somewhat interesting. So you say motor mode, correct?
Yeah, motor. This button is for the MGU-H. The MGU-H takes heat from the exhaust. I think the turbo. It's either the turbo or the exhaust. And you can set that heat to be converted into either energy for the battery, for charging, or the motor for performance. And I do think it's a good 80 horsepower, I think. Just a nice little smidgen. Or maybe that's ERS as a whole, I'm not sure.
For whatever reason, it says you're not in here. At least on track.
I backed out to do my controls.
Ah, that's right. So again, the record for the server is a high 117. I said I think you can hit a 17.3. So at the end of the hot lap, we're going to go from top speed mode to GUK hot lap mode.
Yeah.
And we have not spun the car, but we were close to it. Again, when you crank up the MGUK, you have so much torque.
It's actually ridiculous, and that's the reason why the throttle map is so scooped out. You notice you can just like map the throttle and it responds really slowly.
Yeah.
That's why the sheer amount of torque in these fucking cars is just unreal. You have to think a gear higher in these cars, and a gear that you normally wouldn't use in any given corner is the gear that works, just because the gear you'd normally use, like say you took this hairpin in second, you would light up and spin out as soon as you got on the throttle. So like I've seen the Source taken in third, and that's the hairpin first turn at start. It gets wild. And of course, 8 gears in these things. These are, yeah, even if they can't race, they can't follow each other. These are still absolute monoliths of engineering.
Track definitely cold.
Yeah, my lap I was apparently running balanced low for the NGUs, so that would be why I'm slow.
I just figured you'd do an installation lap.
Yeah.
You pretty much have to in these cars. Holy shit. Yeah, you cannot be greedy at all.
As I see a yellow flag pop up in my screen.
Oh yeah, I mean I was going for something in the 18s, and it was a mistake. It fucking just looped itself bad. You think it's under control, and you think you have the throttle rhythm down, and it bites you.
Yeah.
So the big thing I'm looking to see for the 20-minute race tomorrow is what we'll have to do for the MGUK. We just leave it on top speed or overtake mode.
I'll see with time. I'll run some testing tomorrow.
Hey, and we got a friend in here. final couple of corners, we'll crank the MG UK up to hot lap mode. There's a light on the dash that signifies when a DRS zone opens, so I'm actually not running my normal heads-up display. Usually I turn the steering wheel off for most cars, but here I leave it on and fixed. There's so many good bits of data that I can use that are on the display.
And we'll abort that one.
That was a shitty sector for me too, but these cars are so on fucking rails. Or on edge, I should say. Well, it feels like a little bit of both, actually. One more lap, see if you got any comments in the chat. Surprisingly, we lit up the tires without dying.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You just gotta be quick.
Alvarez is running one Norway F1 cars.
Yeah, this isn't specifically for the series. It's just like an open F1 server. That happens to be the combo the SRS series is running, so we'll hop in.
Having enough fuel to make it around. I don't think the fuel burn changes with the MG UK change.
Nope.
Seems to be 2 liters a lap.
MG UK is only electric power. It doesn't change like how much fuel consumption, because the internal combustion engine is just it revs regardless, right? So
Yeah.
only a 120. Are you using a setup?
Yeah, I told you I grabbed the Red Bull Ring one. I can fire it to you on Facebook, it's not a big deal. It's just a baseline point.
Yeah.
So we'll Facebook going here. We actually have 4 people watching. Thanks for coming out and watching pre-season testing. Where are you on Facebook? Here we go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a setup that's definitely further inboring, so it's not ideal around here, but I'd rather have somewhere to start.
Yeah.
Get used to the car and understand what it should drive like under a decent setup.
I'll fine-tune it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know how. It's just it's 6:40 in the morning, dude. I just want to drive.
Yeah, just come hang out.
Thank you.
Probably take one more shot at a qualifying attempt. I think we can go a bit faster, break into the 117s. Charging mode. So recovery is how quick it recovers under braking, right?
Yep.
And is there an ideal setting for this?
I don't know, just play about what feels good. You want ideally as much recovery as you can deal with. But the trade-off with recovery is the more recovery you have, the more retardation in the back axle. So it's like when you want to generate energy off something, it's like increasing the resistance of an exercise bike. And when you do that, yeah, it gets hotter, that kind of thing. At least mine does. So yeah, more charges, more locking up in the rear, and that's what engine brake kind of offsets. So you just want to set those two in tandem. Okay, coming back in. %215% damage. That means OVG with 5.
For the few watching again, either live or on tape delay, I'm shifting at the first one delay because these cars are turbocharged and there's a sweet spot. It's not like the Codemasters F1 games where you can wind it out.
Yeah, like the really fast guys in the Cody's F1 games just like they absolutely blitz the chip, and they would, if they didn't destroy their fucking motor in real life, they would spin out. It is stupid. It's one of the only things I just like about it again. My god.
Oh, it did not like that. Charge that up for a bit. Yeah, I try to do what I did back in the 98T days, where I try and straddle the black speed bumps in the first chicane. And this car sits too low for that.
Oh, this already feels a lot better.
Yeah, you'll hit a 17 before I do, I think. Really not a bad driving car.
Yeah, the baseline is trash. Oh my god. This is what an F1 should feel like.
When I looked up like how to tune and how to use the MGUK stuff on Reddit, people were just like, "Oh yeah, the baseline's fine." No.
Nah.
a bobble.
Keep fucking up at the chicane.
I had it and I choked the final couple of turns. 18-0. Yeah, I'll give that one more shot. There's a 17 in there, I just choked. Oh, hey Billy Strange, how you doing? You're, actually you're not up that late, it's West Coast. 10 o'clock for you? Yeah, sorry, I'm checking the chat in between stints, but, right now it's just us hanging out. Yeah, the Billy Strange. Probably tied for one of my favorite sim YouTubers. It's between him and George Ortner for the R3E crowd.
Okay, so I matched my previous time, having screwed up by several seconds. So this could be tasty. Should I paint you a skin, or should we just be different cars?
No, I'm just trying to grow Sean's car. I figured Haas is close enough. Do you still work at QA at SMS? Yes, actually. And I will be on with them till... I think till the end of 2019, and then we'll see if we either keep me or renegotiate. But yeah, I'm on for a while.
If they don't renew, what do you see yourself doing? What's the next step?
Honestly, I know 704 are looking for NASCAR Heat. And
that would be good.
Yeah, I would, like, if for whatever reason, like, SMS doesn't have me back, I would just go to 704. Because to have a guy with stock car experience doing QA on one of the NASCAR games would not be a bad deal for them. And I know they are looking, because one of my buddies on Twitter has been like in contact with them and is trying to help promote their game a bit. And they are expanding. I mean, I don't know with my credentials, because it's not like I'm qualified for QA the way someone like normally would be for. Like for me, it's basically just, here's this guy on the internet that for all intents and purposes is a message board autist, right? But like that's not really a proper qualification, but I feel like if worse comes to worse and I had to change companies, that would be, I would shoot them an email, and I could even say like I won your esports competition, I know some of the exploits, I know some of the issues you guys are having with AI. That would probably be the route I'd go. If not, honestly, I'd probably entertain the thought of going back to school. It would be a tough pill to swallow, but because I like, especially with North American universities, people like myself are not, I guess I should say, welcome at unis. Because up here, like, we have very left-leaning professors, and let's be honest, I'm not really shy about being a Trump supporter and not being a fan of Trudeau and all that kind of shit on Twitter. And I feel like if I did go back to school, I'd make almost like a bit of a documentary. I would lose interest in the school part, and I would start bringing GoPros to classes to capture like teachers' outbursts and stuff, and I'd make a bit of a movie on it to see if I could make money that way. So we're gonna do one quick run here.
What's your best so far?
Low 18, like an 18 flat.
18.4, not far behind.
Yeah, you're gonna get it, definitely.
This setup's amazing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a risk when you run, what's it called? A setup not meant for the track at hand.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way F1 cars are built, F1 cars aren't built for individual tracks. F1 cars are built like as a one-size-fits-all. That's why some of the gearing's all fucky.
Yeah, the ratios are fixed
for
the season since 2017.
Yeah, it's been a relatively new thing to kind of keep costs from spiraling, right? But that has the effect of, for sim racing, you can take, I mean, you can't take a Monza setup here and run well, but you can take a Red Bull Ring setup, which is a medium downforce track, and run it at San Marino, which again is a medium downforce track. Okay.
Yeah. And the good thing is, I'm hopping straight into this SF70 from just playing a shit ton of F1 2018 by Codemasters, and I'm not having to change anything. But, oh no, wait, F1 2018 is SimK crap for kids, is it not?
Yeah, the F1 games from Codemasters get a lot of shit from sim racers, and to be fair, the early ones work like definitely on the SimCade scale. But I want to say from 16 onwards, they really stepped it up.
Yeah, like I'm willing to say F1 2010 was, you know how you say Heat 2 is dirt free for NASCAR? Well, F1 2010 was dirt free for
F1.
Literally the same engine as well. So, but no, F1 2018 is seriously very, very good. As was 2017 and 16. Before that, I could take it or leave it, although 2013 was very good.
That's really interesting with this car is if you miss the optimal shift, you really notice it.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of pro stock drag racing in a way where there's a very specific window to get the shift right, and if not, you just lose all your momentum.
I'm just shifting in a regular place. That was a save. And that is to say a full bar of blue lights.
Question I should ask, because this is the whole point of the stream, is how's the quality and frame rate is? We were having issues this afternoon, stuttering and all that shit.
And I'm usually out watching the stream and interacting with you lovely viewers, but I'm actually in this session, so I can't really do that.
Yeah, I can't get much faster. I'm choking now, so it's time to do a fuel run.
Woo! Oh, did my outlap in Hot Lap ERS. Whoops.
Strange said he agrees the later Codemaster games are much better handling wise, and I think they hired someone from the community, did they not? David somebody?
David Greco.
That's it.
And I think he's been in like the iRacing Championship Series and all that sort of thing, so he's like a legit sim racer.
That sounds right. Yeah, and I think once he got on board, the games took a massive shift.
Yeah.
So 20-minute race, we're doing this in 1.1 Oh, fuck, I hate math. Math is so difficult. 1.3, maybe? 1.3 minutes divided by 20. So we're gonna get 15 laps at Imola. Sound about right? 16?
I don't fucking know. I'm just as bad as math as you are. I'm just as bad as math as you are.
Okay, so we'll try 35 liters. Call this like race experiment. Delete the other race setup so we don't get confused. I will try the ultra softs.
Yeah, ultra softs can last if you conserve. Then yeah, they have been lasting very well in real F1, and it's really stupid because it's meant to be like a qualifying compound, but they can just save them so well. It's like you'll see Lewis Hamilton doing like one-stop strategy with the ultras and supers, and it's like, what the hell is happening, guys? Come on. That's why I'm very pleased for the compound changes next year. The full range of compounds will remain. It's just that they will only be marked as soft, medium, and hard.
Frame rate seems okay. Are you shooting for 60 or 30? I'm going for 30 just now. I'm not trying to make it look super duper yet. That'll come with time, and I mean, we only have 6 people watching or so, so I don't think it's super duper important. And do you remember the hotkey for changing view? No, that's a screenshot.
F1.
F1?
The key F1.
Oh, F2 is static cam.
F1 for the cockpit keys.
Yeah, I'll do a fancy cam while you're turning some laps. So.
Okay.
Just want to interact with the chat for a bit, so people feel value that they showed up on the Team No Sleepy stream. I'm definitely excited for the later stages of the race, where we run like draft wars. Especially that main straight coming to the start-finish line is just so long that you'll be able to use DRS and just rip by people.
Yep. Whether you're within a second or not, because Kunos don't have DRS rules, only zones.
Yeah. One thing I do like, which is going to make me sound like a shill, is the unlimited use of DRS in P-Cars 2 and P-Cars 1 to some extent, because it makes some of the more competitive online races absolutely fucking crazy. With just guys trying to deploy it every single spot on the track.
I keep fucking up with that chicane and braking too late. Need to dial it back and power through rather.
Yeah, I was braking early and just kind of rolling over at the third.
Yep.
And this car seems to take bumps really well. It might be a setup thing, but like you'll notice even you hit the there's like the curb part that's red and white, and then like the yellow and black part, which is like the death curb, and it just monster trucks over them.
Yep.
So does the all 7 beautiful viewers, do you guys got any questions for either me or Ethan in this fuck around stream? I will be doing a fuel run next, so I won't be able to check chat for about 20 minutes or so. And I will essentially just set a timer and hope everything holds together by the end of 20 minutes. Because we are in for a sprint race tomorrow night, and then Tuesday night as well.
What the fuck? Back end was wiggly like I had DRS open.
They tuned in for my hot takes. I don't really got any hot takes right now. I think that was the whole point of the video from a few days ago. That was my one big hot take for like the past 6 months. I think the biggest misconception a lot of people have with me and my views on sim racing though is I don't essentially hate the genre. I just know it could be so much better than it currently is. And I think we talked about this a bit earlier today with iRacing's dynamic tracks, or not dynamic tracks, sorry, dynamic time of day, the day-night cycles kind of stuff. I mean, like, A, good on them for implementing it, and good on them for coding it, because it probably was a nightmare and it took months upon months of coming to work and just slaving over it. But as a customer, I know I purchased GTR2 how many years ago and it had the same feature. And it very much reminds me of where the Madden NFL games were at, where, let's say, Madden 12 and Madden 13 were touting certain features both on the back of the box and in trailers that, for example, Madden 05 had. And sure, it may be exciting for some of the new people to the genre who've only been around for maybe a few years, but if you just hung around as a base level consumer, you don't even have to be active in the forums, but if you remember buying old games when they were brand new, and then, let's say, fast forwarding 10 years and saying, hey, those same features that everyone's touting as new and jerking themselves off over, these really aren't new, and in fact every game had those a decade ago. It doesn't sit well with me as a consumer. Yeah, and Billy Strange is saying in the chat too that we had a lot of this stuff years ago, and it seems the one question I don't really understand in regards to sim racing is a lot of these games still work on modern hardware. And a lot of these games you can still physically play. Like the other night, Ethan and I just jumped on NASCAR 03, and like it obviously doesn't look the greatest. Let's be real here. It looks like it's from 2003, but we got online working in like 10 minutes. It was just like something Ethan had to tweak on his end, and we did like an 80 or 100 lap Richmond race against CAI. And so you start to wonder, why are so many people holding out for the new crop of sims to implement these features when a lot of these games are either free or cheap? Like GTR2 is $8, NASCAR 03 is abandonware. Why wait for, let's say, PCARs to implement something? Why wait for ACC to implement something when GTR2 is still perfectly functional right now, and it's $8 and you can get a league going in an hour? And it's like consumers purposely give themselves almost amnesia and forget all these other games exist and still work pretty well. Yeah, and Wabbit unfortunately has got the answers that people get too hung up on graphics. And you know what, it is true. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say F1 Challenge 99-02 with mods is somehow visually decent compared to what we have now. Like, of course that's not true. You can just see it in the track geometry, but there are some games that have stood the test of time. Let's say GTR Evo being one of them, GTR2, some of that older stuff that still works, and it's like, well, why wouldn't people want to just keep playing that? I mean, retro gaming, when you think about it and you look in other genres, the amount of people that still have, let's use Madden again as an example, the amount of people still playing Madden 05, ESPN NFL 2K5 with updated rosters is surprisingly high. But in sim racing, people just don't really want to do this. They don't want to continue to play all-pro football. They want to buy into the new generation of sims and then wait for stuff we had years ago. I think, like, and Billy Strange has brought up Automobilista. I wonder how much graphics play a part of it, and I wonder how much of it is people realizing that they're buying R Factor over and over again. Yeah. I mean, when you sit down and really think about it, let's say the ISI motor is just one game, or G mode, or whatever you want to call it. Think about how many times you've bought a game powered by G motor over the past decade. Honestly, if you start including console games, the number's over 10. And I feel like AMS was just that final straw that broke the camel's back when people took a step back and said, you know what? I'm not buying R Factor at $10. the time. Because really, like, if you go down the list, Race Pro on Xbox 360, NASCAR 08 and 09, that was ISI Motor 1, and that's just 3 console games that you bought R-Factor. And then, of course, you go through the history of Sims, Race 07, the expansions, the first race game, R-Factor 1, R-Factor 2 you can kind of throw in there. Both PGARS games are ISI Motor based with a lot of tweaks and their own stuff in it, but it is, like I've talked with Ian, it's underneath is ISI. And you just keep going on and on like that. I think people, by the time they got to AMS, were just tired of it.
Yep.
Strange.
And to Razer's credit, they've done a lot with R-Factor, and I think it's the very best that the engine can be. They have done a lot with it, but, you know, it doesn't change the fact that you're buying ISI Major again.
Yeah, and Strange said the same thing, too, that AMS feels much better than R-Factor. Yes, absolutely.
More functionality as well, and they've really done a great job with the AI. In certain cars, and other ones like the new F1 cars, the AI is just trash, but F3 racing in AMS, can't beat it. I love doing that in a half-hour race, full length.
Yeah, the nice thing about AMS too is if you understand how to convert mods, I think there's just a tool out there that you can download. You can basically turn AMS into your own personal R-Factor install. Like, I've done it with a bunch of mods, even like conversions from Race 07 that I found on like the Trip Team server. It's one program, you run the mods through the converter. You don't even need a series icon for it. And it instantly works in AMS almost flawlessly. Next post that we glossed over here, F Mercury. I wonder if there's potential for exploits when day-night is released on iRacing. Yeah, and that's something we talked about this afternoon during the GT2 stream. I mean, for a couple of years, iRacing had this thing where, well, first of all, the dynamic track wasn't actually enabled in public sessions for, I think it was 1 year or 2 years. And it was something that either Justin Petshower found, or he was the guy who told me about it, but they had enabled it in private rooms and hosted lobbies, and I think iRacing Fixed series, the NIS Fixed that they do, but it wasn't enabled, or like literally the switch wasn't flipped for the public ranked races. So there's, I mean, that could very well happen. There was also the glitch for, I want to say 3 or 4 months, where if you entered the room, and we are treading over old territory, so I apologize if people stuck around for the GT2 race today.
The fuck?
But it was like if you entered 90 seconds before the race started, you'd get a different skybox, and therefore different atmospheric conditions. So guys would gain 20 to 30 horsepower on the rest of the field just entering the server at a different time. So yes, I think there's definitely potential for exploits, or even, I guess you could call it accidental exploits, where guys don't even know they've received the wrong cloud pattern or stuff like that. Like, there's all sorts of shit that could happen, but with that being said, we're going to head back into the game, and we're going to do a fuel run as we advertised. So I'll go through my setup here, which isn't really my setup. It was yanked from the Setup Market, which is a fantastic website and a built-in third-party app for AC. This is a setup for the Red Bull Ring, but as Ethan and I talked about, these cars and the way F1 regulations are, they're very much multi-purpose. So you can take a setup that's built for one track, and these cars are more or less built to be an all-purpose generalization build that can work across multiple tracks, so the teams have to swap out many parts. So again, it's a Red Bull Ring setup. The tire pressures compared to default are extremely low. The electronics, this will change based on what you're doing in a session. There's various engine braking enabled. The MG UK delivery and all that stuff, you are best mapping different buttons on your wheel to, because you will be changing it over the course of a race. But the big study now is to see if we tune this down to top speed, because we know it eats battery on hot lap mode. Can we last 20 minutes without fuel running out and just sitting in this mode and seeing if the ultrasofts hold up? So we're not going to run this view because I cannot see where the fuck I'm going. We're going to press start on the stopwatch on my phone when I exit the pits. And we're also going to enable... What's this bar called that I use? Do you happen to know?
What's this what that you use?
The heads-up display I use. It's like the one with the Delta bar.
Hang on.
You were the one who showed it to me, I think.
Sidekick.
Sidekick. And we're going to use Sidekick to see if the tires hold up. So, exit pit lane here, and off we go. So we're going to pretend we just took the green flag and this is lap 1. So what I'll be looking for in the top right corner, that shows the tire wear rate, so it'll start at 92, so tires are a bit cold. Or I should say this is the tire overall grip / life indicator. So it starts at 92 because your tires are cold. It'll go up to 100 as the tires get warm, and then it'll start dropping off. And we essentially want these things to hold up for the full 20 minutes, or at least remain, let's say, what's a number that is usually okay? 30? Usually you can get down to about 30. In my experience. Before the tires give way.
Oh yeah, so I'm focused on lapping. Shittily. I'm sorry for everyone who had to see me consistently cocking up, but it's almost 7 AM just screwing around. Trying to push as hard as possible, finding limits. But yeah, 30 is where the cliff is, and after that, they just become butter, and they like... You can see the numbers like trickling down. Like... I'm braking.
Thank you, sir.
And
one thing that a lot of people don't know in AC, and something Will Marsh actually tested as one of his better videos on his channel, is tires in AC don't explode. So you can, in theory, run these tires right down to 0 and cross the finish line totally unaffected by it.
They do explode.
These tires explode?
Yep. I've done donuts in the F1 and they've like gone bang. And same in drifting. I can't drift for very long in a high-powered car without popping tires.
That's interesting.
I don't think in normal racing use they can explode really. You'd have to absolutely abuse the hell out of them. But you're smooth on the throttle and you take care of your tires, so it's not an issue.
I know, and maybe it's just the mod car that didn't have it modeled, but in the RSS GT1, not expansion, but Mayweather cars, I won a race at Monza with the left rear at 0.
Wow.
And the car is obviously not performing that well, but it wasn't blown. So what I'm finding right now is we can probably switch between hot lap and top speed based on the situation at hand. And we are significantly off pace in compared to the few times.
Oh yeah, you're always going to be.
Or compared to hot lap mode.
Might need to get by in a sec here, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll go wide.
You're beautiful and I love you very much.
Yeah, you were motoring.
Three-tenths up.
Yeah, I'm gonna think you can alternate between hot lap and then overtake.
Threw it all away at the chicane. Sorry for screwing up your run.
Nah, that's fine.
I hate that chicane. Just lose all grip.
Minutes in. Out of 20. And yeah, extremely off pace, 120s.
That sounds about right, though, for race pace versus quali pace. Like IRL.
So maybe next time around I'll turn up the MGUK mode and experiment with basically using it as a push-to-pass mode, but you basically can't use it more than 2 laps in a row because you'll just run out of power, and you need that power when you're, I guess, in the B mode. So it'd be like you'd start the race on B mix, so overtake mode. You'd flip to hot lap to gain space or just pass a guy. I mean, it's definitely not close to F1. It's something I like. This is the kind of shit I complained about in my video, where the race is too short, where there's not going to be any MGUK strategy. But what strategy there is will just be flipping B mode to A mode, so we'll turn up the hot lap mode. Hopefully it, and I think we discovered earlier, it doesn't really have an effect on fuel. The good news is the tires are holding up extremely well. We're only at like 92 wear on the rears. What this will also mean is we'll be able to load it full of fuel in qualifying and make use of the full 10 minutes.
True that.
That being said, I'm a second off pace here. Only one DRS zone on this track, and it's the front stretch.
With no signage as well, so getting the point of activation is kind of hard. But I just pressed the button when I passed the start of the pit lane where it like junction starts on the right.
I believe it's the bridge overhang.
That might be it.
Because I'm watching the, I don't know if you have the wheel enabled, but I'm watching the light on the dash. There's under where it says DRS on the very top left of the dots. The far left button is when like you're in a DRS zone. That'll light up green.
Yep. And I have the DRS thing on Sidekick.
Okay.
I'm using Cam because I just don't do cockpit view in F1 cars on monitor.
Interesting development. Tires are at 80 right now. See how long we can get away with it before it starts to really get sketchy. Turn it back to top speed mode.
Yep, the bridge. You are correct. Getting the points down there.
Okay, so in terms of the recharge meter, I do not suggest using hot lap mode more than 2 laps for more than 1 lap. Because I'm like still after a lap of running top speed mode, it's still like 40. So for every lap you use it, you're gonna have to spend an equal lap charging. So if you use it 2 laps in a row, it'll be 2 charging laps. And it's still not regenerating at all. I'll stay right around the 40s.
On 18.2, there was a lot more in it. I'd say I'm almost in like a 17.8. Like that.
Well, I said you'd be able to 17 for your weeks.
Yeah, there are people faster than me, way faster than me. Plus the setup, because I'm not completely comfortable in some corners. It's just like loss of grip.
Yeah. So at the 10-minute mark, let's say 11-minute mark, I'm at 68 and 66 on the rears. I feel like it's quick enough where it's not going to be an issue to run ultrasofts. But I'm definitely struggling after running 2 straight laps in hot lap mode to really put the bar above 50% again. One thing I will say though is the handling's pretty much fine.
Yep.
Like despite what it's saying on the sidekick readout, tires in the low 60s. It's not any less or any more shitty to drive than it was in the first few laps. So I guess A mode or hot lap mode will be like 1 or 2 laps max the whole race. If you start relying on it as a crutch, you're just going to get roasted. One thing that'll be interesting to see is how many other people took the time to learn it. Because I mean, we could get into a room tomorrow and no one else knows how to use MGUK shit. If you don't use it or you don't set up the mapping properly, you're essentially missing out on what is it, about 100 horsepower from the hybrid boost? Probably more than that.
Oh!
Wow. P1. Nice. Change anything, or are you just trying to go quicker?
Just trying to go quicker, just trying to get my points down and consistent. It might have been a 6, but I ran out of ERS on the main straight. Hot lap mode does not last the whole lap, which is understandable because in F1 2018 they have the time to tailor the hot lap to every track. Yep. In AC that would be too much. Plus there's mod tracks and all that stuff. Because hot lap mode
Who was
is
that?
indeed a hot lap. What?
I got
what?
dumped.
Oh, was it Rigato Akabari?
It was the F2004.
He just put in the chat, worry. That's Regato in the 2004.
I'm impressed someone kept up with me for that long.
Well, I mean, it's an F2004. I mean,
It still takes talent to drive. Oh yeah, the wing's fucked. So I got 14 minutes in. I definitely had enough fuel.
That guy was trying to wreck me. I'm sure it was seen when you were on board with me. He was like brake checking me and stuff. Fucking Regato. God damn it.
But you know what? I got the data I needed. The fuel definitely lasts correctly.
The thing with fuel runs is you can do like 5 minutes and then like multiply it.
Yeah, but so, you never know with the MGUK message and all that shit.
I guess, but again, MGUK doesn't really affect fuel burn because it's operating independently of the internal combustion unit.
Yeah, and you told me that earlier today.
Yeah, the ICU is just revving independently.
Okay.
It's just the MGUK pushing it higher. But, I mean, fuel consumption is only affected if you change the actual fuel mix, which we do not have in these cars.
Okay, so... Yeah, I think the tires will hold up. Because we were at, what, like 50-something? On the Super Softs?
About that.
Yeah, so... Or Ultra Softs, rather. So Ultra Softs are going to last, fuel at 35 liters. And then... Yeah, just not abusing the MGUK so you don't find yourself out of the hybrid boost. So let's go read the chat for a bit while you presumably hit the track and turn more laps.
Yeah, I'm just going to hot lap, really. I'll work on race pace tomorrow and do my race runs there.
Yeah, it's fine.
The good thing about the Cody F1 games is they actually taught me how to practice effectively. You know, like race pace and quali pace and... You know, because those programs where you run multiple laps to ascertain tire wear,
yep,
it really showed me the importance of like just lapping and lapping and lapping to consistently hit your marks until you're bored of it.
And not even that, but having certain goals to accomplish during practice that actually help you in races.
Yeah.
And I think I remember I wrote in my F1 2017 review, or it might have been 16, that the like the track acclimatization program in that game's practice mode helped me learn Baku really quickly. Like that's probably the fastest I've ever learned any circuit, especially one so odd like Baku.
Yeah, totally.
So it's time to read some chat. It blows my mind how different the tires feel just from afternoon to late afternoon. Just wait until the time change speeds up stuff. In regards to iRacing, yeah, I can agree with that. It would be really interesting to see if they do model it correctly and they work out some of their tire issues. That was the biggest thing, in my opinion, that I had to get used to in driving a real car. Both in Hornets and late models. Like, it's really insane. Especially if you're at an event that goes from, let's say you start practicing like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you take the green flag 8:30 at night to like 10 or 11 at night. Like, it feels like a completely different racetrack. It feels like you've loaded the esports pro setup that it really has. Or if you go out there and let's say summers in Alberta are really fucking hot, it gets like mid to high 30s. You'd go out in a Hornet and just fucking slide everywhere and it was just a gong show. So that'll be neat if they get that right, and to some extent, they actually do it pretty well in P cars too. And I'm not just saying that because I work for them, but it's something you really notice in the 24-hour cycle, especially if you get in one of those leagues where it's like a endurance event. The moment, and we actually saw this on the stream when I ran the IndyCars a few nights ago. The moment the sun goes down, it's like a completely different track. Strange says, if I found an AC on SRS, if there's a tire choice, I'd run the softest compound and usually do pretty well by not abusing my tires. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. That being said, there are certain cars, such as the Group C cars, where just because they have so much wheel spin and they're so snappy, that you can fuck yourself by running softs, but it really depends on the field. Like, I'm sure, Ethan, if you signed up for a SRS race, and let's say it wasn't the greatest drivers in it, you can get away running 80% attack.
Oh yeah.
In super softs and just conserving when you need to. But I mean, when you're in a race like the GT2 race we were in tonight, softs would have fucked me because Barrett and I were just flying for the whole 60 minutes.
I can show that the tires pop if you want. I'm done with these. Get to like my chase cam or something.
Yeah, I'm following you right now.
All right, look at the rears.
I wonder if it'll show them popping on my screen or the car will just sink into the ground.
Oh, just sinking.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there they go. I mean, there wasn't an effect, but you just sunk into the ground.
And even though the tires have stopped rotating, and like they're dead, and the car stops, they're still climbing in temperature.
That's
they're on
neat.
fire. So yeah, they do pop. But you just have to really, really abuse them like that. Oh, I guess I'll still just go out and run some laps in the race set just to have something to look at while you interact with our beautiful, esteemed, wonderful audience.
Yeah, we seem to be getting an okay number of viewers for how little this gets promoted. Like, there's not a lot of people subscribed to my personal channel because I didn't really. When PRC was up, I didn't make like a big effort to be like, hey, this is my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. LOL. It was just sort of like, if I needed to upload a video to show something, that's what I did.
Yeah,
10
that's
people.
the same with mine.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, we don't always do these kind of pre-season tests.
Oh.
For SRS, like, there was entire championships I would jump in without practicing, just because I was either confident in the car, or I knew I got a setup from like Steve Smith, who is still around lurking somehow after all these years.
Base Steve Smith. I'll never forget the time that you said he loaded one of my setups and liked it. Like, that's like Jimi Hendrix complimenting you on your guitar playing, because Steve Smith, I'm sure as some of you know, authored the four-wheel drift book that was included with Grand Prix Legends, and that is where I got my start in setup building. It was because of Steve Smith. So to just hear Steve Smith like casually email Austin like, oh, I tried on your buddy's setups, it felt good, used it, thanks. Like, even just that was like, oh.
Yeah, the guy who wrote the strategy guide for GPL back when they just emailed me randomly back when the site was still up. He's like, hey, I love the site, and just like introduced himself. So every once in a while he'll just drop me a line being like, hey, try this AC setup for this car. I'm just like, we'll back and forth banter a bit. But he's still around, he just lurks in the shadows.
If I'm your sensei, he is my sensei. Did you go out for another fuel run, or are you just
I'm
around?
trying to hot lap again.
Okay. That's why I'm not catching you.
Yeah, I'm on full attack mode. I'm fucking slow though. Bad corner. You're catching somebody, I believe.
It's Michael McKinder.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, sir. What a beautiful boy. Top lad. He was not having a giggle one bit. Yeah, now that I've gotten used to this car and this combo and actively trying to drive it fast instead of just pissing around with it, and also the setup helps. Before, I complained about the lack of throttle response, but now I'm like, yeah, I'm just not getting on it hard enough. Now it feels like 1-1. It's amazing how fast you can point it into that chicane back there. Just like send it in.
Oh fuck. And you know what? I followed my exact skid marks I left too.
Whee!
That was pretty cool. Like as it was coming around, I looked up and it was just perfectly with the skid marks. Yeah,
I want to see.
No, you go.
No, you go. Shit. Headset. Technical difficulties.
Did you follow to your sim cockpit?
Yes. Oh, my butt kicker, man. And my butt kicker and my aluminium profile rig was just like... and I just fell out, man. Like, my direct drive wheel actually threw me out of my cockpit and broke both my elbows. I have several burns all over my body. My deck fell off, don't even know how. Like, wow, what an experience. This is what real racing is like.
Yeah, you gotta get the fan simulation too. The sim fan. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not.
See, the thing is, those fans, I wouldn't mind one. Not because I want, like, wind in my face, because that's stupid, because you wear a helmet. But just because of cooling.
Especially for VR.
Yes. Because, like, the faster I go, the hotter I get, so, like, speeds, adaptive fans, you know, it's like the ticket.
Or you could just buy like a fan from Tesco. And then just turn it on different speeds.
Sainsbury's, mate.
Turn it on different speeds depending on whether you're in like an MX-5 or like a LMP 900.
Yeah, I've got this like this rim full of rotary encoders, and one of them is hooked up to the fan speed. So I'm like switching MGU-K recovery mode, okay, MGU-H, engine braking, twiddling all these knobs, fan speed. It's so cool. I did put DRS on.
Oops.
The nice thing is, and I noticed this in AMS as well, when you put DRS on and off, like the back end squats or rises accordingly. So it's not just like to reduce the drag on the car.
Well, for the Lotus Exos, it is hard to reduce the drag on the car. So
absolutely
don't speed that quickly.
That chicane is hell, dude.
We're not even at Monza yet.
Is that on the schedule?
Yeah. You know what's really interesting on the schedule is Watkins Glen.
Yes! Did you say boot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the fun layout of Watkins Glen. And this game actually has a really good Watkins Glen layout. Or mod track, I should say.
Yeah, by Lil Steve. Excellent job on that track, my man. I know you're probably not watching, but it is a really top mod track.
Same guy who made Riverside, is it not?
I think so. That F2004 sounds ridiculous. Kuno's really nailed the sound for that one. Holy Stromboli.
I was up like 2.5 tenths, and I just fucked myself in the chicane. But it's okay because I threw the entire lap away in the second last corner.
You know what? I am going to back out and go to YouTube chat. I'm happy with the car where it is right now. Might see if I can make a few tweaks, but overall, that's a really good feeling car. And
Mercury's awesome. Hope your $30 custom Alcantara gear knobs are okay.
YouTube.
So what's gonna happen is you're gonna sit in YouTube chat for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna beat your time, and it's gonna turn into a dick waving contest.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That's what's gonna happen.
Hey, you disabled the steering animation, but you didn't disable the hands. Why?
I don't know. I was pressed for time and just said fuck it.
Yeah, my $30 custom Alcantara gear knob is okay. It's the other knob I'm concerned about. Words are hard. Words, speaking, like talking, is just so hard. Although I really like your cockpit here, I might have to steal that.
The funny part is I do public speaking, and yet I'm just a complete bumbling retard on streams.
Yeah, like it's the other way around. I remember for one of my English courses, or my English course, I had to, I did like an essay on the history of Fender, and even reading off a sheet. I was just like, 1950, back in 1956, sort of four. Leo, and I just sat there. I did it okay sitting down, but it's just standing up in front of people on like autism mode. Psychoanalysis via wheel animations, things go not wrong. That's how we roll here at Team No Sleepy, I guess. We should make a team like Team No Sleepy, and for F1 it's Team GP. No GP.
Don't look at the dash readout. I'm 4/10 up in the first sector.
Oh, good job.
I almost fucking wrecked because I heard that. That was legal? Okay. Oh god, it's lagging.
Neither, Billy. They are shrieks of... I don't even know. I just... What was that? 17 8. Good, you know your place. This guy is a late model stock car driver. Okay, this is F1. I'm British. F1 is my house. This fucking backwards late model driver in his bloody... It's not even a super late model. It's just a late model. He comes into my house and beats me.
I'd be pretty mad too.
Waiting outside Subway to absolutely fucking shank you.
Fuck, I was so close, dude.
Yeah, and I'm close to killing myself.
What the fuck did you have? A 17 something?
None of your business.
Holy shit! I almost got murdered by the F2004.
Yeah, that guy's a kamikaze.
You had it. Oh, the 1777.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 17.
Yeah, I can get that.
No, you can't. Stop. Uninstall. Delete system 32.
The best part is, during that run, I had fucking lag. And the final sector, so it was like stuttering.
I did notice. Yeah, I noticed that. That came up on screen.
And I'm like, well, I don't have to brake yet. It's okay. My goal is to make you so mad you come back in here and try and beat my time.
It's 7:45 in the morning, Austin.
Okay, there was a race that I won, I got DQ'd from, but there was a race I won where I went to the track on like an hour of sleep. I was so excited for the season to start again that I just didn't sleep all night. I was just up being like, holy shit, it's happening.
Oh wait, you're talking like real racing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's slightly less autistic.
The,
just imagine you're like losing sleep over, oh, new SRS season, which I wouldn't put past you.
No, like, okay, the race I dumped Dan, where I ran him down and then moved him on the final lap, it was like an hour of sleep. That race.
Yeah. No, I'd be excited about real racing too.
Alright, hot lap mode.
Oggy, don't fuck up. Hey, don't choke. Don't choke this lap. Whatever you do, do not choke this lap. No. Watch that apex. Keep the line just nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, Austin. Nice and smooth. Come on. You can do it, buddy. Don't choke. Whatever you do, don't choke. Do not choke. Like, if you step 1 inch out of line in these cars, you are around, buddy. Like, oh, just keep going, you can do it, don't miss it, don't fuck up, just keep it going, go on! Where are you now? Are you coming up to the chicane?
I don't know the names of turns in Imola.
Are you coming up to the really slow chicane, Austin? Are you in there? Don't fuck up this chicane which is really slow and really hard. Like you!
Yeah, I fucked up.
Okay, mission complete. Fuck you.
But to be fair, I was less than a 10th off. So I'll probably get it this time. People in the chat are probably like, what the fuck am I watching?
No, they're
hey,
all
man, my friend showed me all the way from England. I scored at a 10th off. I'm fuck it all.
No, they're all laughing because I'm just comic genius. Yeah, like in the Exo series, we were literally just trading parts. Like, we were so far ahead of the field. It is amazing. Like, you do a fart, and Austin doesn't run his headphones and his headset, so all the sound comes out of the speakers, and that occasionally triggers his mic, so it's like a feedback loop. And sometimes I blow an absolute boomer, and like I hear my fart go across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way across the US, and it ends up in Canada and goes out of his speakers. And this is just the wonder of modern technology.
Holy shit, Billy's train traced 410s, you fucking madman. 410s are psycho in person to watch.
Yeah. Like, I've seen them in videos at least, and I'm willing to believe that. I'm 24 going on 14 with my fucking voice cracking.
I really want to run like a mid-17, and it's in the cards too.
I don't want you to be honest. I'm okay. Like, I mean, you just.
The nice part is, like, I'm doing this
pressure. No pressure to, like, you don't have to beat me if you don't want to. I mean, it's a lot of effort. I mean, it's late there, isn't it? It's like midnight. You should get some sleep.
Yeah, that's true. I should go to bed within the hour. Gotta beat Ethan.
No, you don't. You just save it for the race.
So for the people watching, this is like a normal everyday thing when we practice for leagues. We just like either go on a practice server or sit on TeamSpeak and just be like, haha, I ran time but you're new. And then we're like blowing out people on SRS. And it's just us shit talking each other on voice chat the whole time.
Making dad jokes and trading cards. And that is the real reality. Ignore Austin's video. That is the actual reality of competitive sim racing right there.
Well, and now you start to see why I have a certain perspective on the guys with like the professional esports, like crew shirts and shit like that, and like the fake fire suits. It's like, dude, at our level, like half of us just like fuck around on TeamSpeak.
Yeah. Billy says, I love the 410, was better at it than the 360. Billy is a madman. An absolute mad lad. That boy is an absolute unit.
So what tracks did you race at, I'm trying to think? Like Skagit, probably? Or are you in Cali?
Don't fuck up, by the way. Just throw the lap away. You're only 300s up, I mean, why continue? Billy says, all Cali tracks in Vegas.
Vegas would be fun.
Yeah. You put those tents back where you found them.
I will. Just wait. Watch, I'll fuck up this final corner here.
Please do. I'm not giving you my setup if I tweak it and find something. You're on your own, buddy, after this.
Hey, Ethan.
You're still in the final corner for me, Austin.
Fuck you. 17.48. Ethan Dean has entered the server. Oh, I actually got through turn 1 better that time. It's gonna be quicker. And I did half the lap asking Billy Strange a question of what tracks he ran after.
Stop. Stop.
Ooh, I almost wrecked there.
Good. Unhook the hands real quick.
That's not the line. Holy. Ah, shit. Almost had it. Okay, come in here, run a 17.4. What, are you gonna lose to a backwards redneck late model driver?
Shut up. Shut up.
Who doesn't even watch F1?
Shut up.
Get your ass in here, boy. Those tents have a hole in the back. Is Billy Strange secretly a shit-talking god? I think he is. I'm waiting. Come run a 17.4. I'll even put the stream on your car.
It's loading!
I'm gonna wake up, and you'll be like, "Hey, I ran a 16.8."
Well, obviously.
You'll
I'm
find
sandbagging, dude. I've got ballast. I've got success ballast, you know.
You'll find some stupid shit like, yo, does the Exos trick work?
I'm not telling you.
Let's see what heights this guy had it set at.
No, like the lengths they go to save weight in F1 is just absolutely ridiculous. I'll just go take a shit and they'll give me a second.
Hey, what the fuck are these height values? Negative 100. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know how Kinesis numbers work in the setup screen.
I mean, I guess. Oh wow, it's inverse. 130 up front, 100 in the rear.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The wheel rate is backwards from what you do in Codemasters. Because Codemasters, it's like 11 strength front, 1 strength rear.
Yeah. Right, let's go. Let's go kill ourselves. Shut up. You do not beat Sensei.
If you lose your monitor, you'll go faster.
I'm about to chuck the fucking thing out the window, so you might be onto it.
It'd be really funny if you booted up like your VR headset, just because you could look in the corners. But I wonder if it'd be too fast in these cars to use.
Nah. F1 is ideal in VR. It's just, I like my games to look nice. I don't want this big hot thing strapped to my face. You know, the immersion is amazing, but it's not worth all that guff that you have to do. It's inconvenient.
So while we're on that topic, actually, VR. You own a VR headset. You own an Oculus consumer version.
Who wants to know?
I hate making you do this on a hall lap. Hey man, I interviewed really strange while I was on my lap. Give us a general rundown, serious, on VR.
It's crap.
Oh, stop. I'm the guy who says it's shit and shames people for using it.
It's okay. It's just that the immersion is amazing. It's just that immersion is not worth the you know, all the discomfort that I screamed so loud there's a black line in my monitor display now. Smooth that down. Yeah, it's like the immersion is amazing. You're actually in the car. And there's no disputing that. It is everything it's cracked up to be. You're in the car. But it's just like, there's so much inconvenience. Your face gets hot in the summer. You've got this big thing strapped to your head. And yes, it's like a helmet, but I don't want to have to put a helmet on when I just want to sit down and sim race. It's just nice being able to sit down behind a monitor. And it looks nicer on the monitor. And that is because I have a shitty PC or not a shitty PC, but just one that can't run VR. I'm maxed out. I just like my games looking nice, running well, not eating up too much CPU power, and it's just, maybe if I had a really like super monster system that could run VR at absolutely max, it'd be fine. But right now I'm just not in the situation to really use VR, so it's going on eBay.
The one thing that I'll say about VR, like, I mean, there's me writing shit on PRC to rile up the fanboys. The primary issue that I have with VR is that it's not backwards compatible. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I am that guy who plays a lot of PCSX2, who plays, to this day, a lot of NASCAR 03, who plays, to this day, like we talked about earlier, going back and playing some of the mid-2000 sims. I play a lot of stuff in that category, not just because I'm a hipster, but because I genuinely still enjoy those games. And I would be buying a headset that, for my favorite games, I wouldn't be able to use a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, like, it greatly limits the scope of games you're able to play. Because when there was a honeymoon period for me with VR where I was just like, oh, I can't drive on a monitor. So that meant no Automobilista, no Anno 2003, no GTR2, no nothing like that. And I was limited to Dirt Rally, P-Cars 2, and AC. That's all I had that could do VR at that time. And it's like, I'm closing myself off. And also no Codemasters F1.
Yep.
Which I was a big fan of, and I couldn't play it anymore. Just because monitor was so different. So I had to get myself used to the monitor again. And I was used to both for like a while. Like, anyone who says they can't go back to monitor is talking shit. I'm fairly sure. Because I was able to get used to both and be fast in both. Just if I kept like driving consistently enough in each to like keep myself warm in both. But I decided to just eventually just switch back to monitor. Keep it all consistent.
Yeah, and I think if they did offer some sort of backwards compatibility fix for, let's say, NASCAR 03, or just a general all-purpose run this application in the background and your VR headset works with this game, I think I would absolutely buy one, even just for stock car racing, because you can't see shit in those fucking cars. And that would help me immensely, just reference points and all that. Not that NRL3 is bad, but it's definitely something to get used to, how low slung and how fucking blind you are on those cars. But until that happens, it's just, I really do play all those old games a hell of a lot, and I don't want to have this headset that I paid, let's be reasonable, it's not $800, it's more like $3 or $4.
Yeah.
I don't want to have this headset I bought that I can only use for these very specific games. And then, like you touched on, you know, when we play these sims, like, it is work to drive an F1 car, it is work to drive Dirt Rally at a high level. But we do play these games as a way to relax at the end of the day, and I just don't want to wear a helmet at the end of the day.
Yep.
It sucks. Safety gear is the worst part of racing, and I think Strange will back us up on that. Fire suits aren't comfy, helmets aren't comfy, it's just something you have to wear. And I don't want to do that at the end of a work day, or just when I'm kind of tired and in the mood to turn, you know, some laps or run a quick 20-minute race on SRS. I don't want to wear that.
Exactly. Just effort.
So we're gonna check your splits.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm swapping between the wide shots of your car and the standings. See what you run here. This is your first of 2 qualifying laps, right? Yep.
Yeah.
18.5. I don't think I'll pull off a 17 in Q trim tomorrow. I think we'll just be running the 18s. Then again, we will have a hot track from, let's say 12 or 14 cars that show up. So the track grip will be a lot more than what it is now, which I believe... Oh, track grip is 100%, so these are optimal conditions. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Oh wow, 11 people, look at that. F Mercury says, I bought the Oculus because I haven't got room for triples. It takes a lot of time to get the level of stomach where you can use it all the time. Yes, I've heard this is an issue with motion sickness, and it is something you have to train yourself to. I didn't get sick, I got dizzy. And there's kind of a difference. Like, people literally feel like they're gonna throw up. I just felt like like that, like you're always about to go cross-eyed and you kind of lose like your sense of balance. That's how I felt my first couple laps on VR, but it did go away.
I never felt any of that motion sickness, really. 117.9, gonna kill myself. But I only legitimately, well, not shat myself. I didn't legitimately shit myself, but you know what I mean. It's an expression. With the Oculus demos, there's this demo where you're on like the edge of a skyscraper. It's like this futuristic kind of sky caps in, you know, dystopian city, and you're on top of this skyscraper on a platform, and you can like walk up to the edge of the platform and like look over. And I walked forward, and the edge of the platform happened to be where the edge of my rug was in reality. So I stepped forward, and my foot like felt that edge, and I just jeez, like I actually almost died. But I will say, VR porn, definitely a thing.
But the Lego Man effect.
I was just about to get to that. Make sure that you have your viewing, because there are numerous modes for different headsets. Make sure you use the right one, because one of them will have you like. One video I tried was like just this POV of like you're in this room with a girl and she like strips off and all that, and it's just your eye point is a guy standing in the room. But this viewpoint that was wrong for my headset, I could see everything, like it wasn't distorted or anything, but everything was fucking huge. Like she was this 50, 60, 80-foot woman, and I felt like this tiny little Lego man, like sellotaped halfway up the wall, like observing this, like, you know, the launch bay of a rocket, and you're like viewing it from a helicopter or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. The fucking 60-foot bitch was like getting her massive moons out, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm scared. I want to be out of here because I felt tiny. You know, because the perspective in the Rift does that. You know, because the stereoscopic vision is like you have these apps which are like home theaters. So you have this, like, it's how PCARS 2 UI is in VR. Yeah. It's like this massive screen on the wall, and you feel like you're looking up at a cinema screen. Yeah, imagine that with a fucking 100-foot woman.
You know, it'd be interesting to try with that. Like, you know, those, like the fetish shit where it's like the giantess stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's a viewing mode made for them.
Yeah, find a POV of that shit, and then switch it to that viewing mode. So no, everything is just...
I already found that, but just by using the wrong viewing modes. Like, gigantic, dude. And then I did get it right, but the video I unfortunately loaded was like, it must have been like a footsie one. Like, it said she was like just stripping or whatever, but it's like, this was when my vision was correct and everything was like in correct proportion. So I see the girl on the bed. I'm like, oh yeah, this looks like a real girl on the bed. Hell yeah. And then she like takes her shoe off and I'm like, okay. And this fucking foot comes towards my mouth and I'm like backing away like, but it's VR and it's fixed point. So I'm moving my head back, but I can't move. This fucking foot is coming straight towards my mouth. Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, as Sean Cole, Lego man enjoys feet.
I like how you segue from porn into Sean Cole.
No, but Sean Cole said like VR
I
not
give
being
this
a great...
bitch an 8 out of 10.
VR. No, he actually did a really good video on VR, where he said like he worked at some of the consumer entertainment shows as like for a VR booth, and he said like the people who liked it, but the people who didn't like it really didn't like it. And he said VR's biggest problem right now is, like you said, it's not a great shared experience. Person A can buy a headset and strap it on and be like, dude, this is incredible, like, I feel like I'm there. And person B is like, yeah, I tried watching porn, it felt like I was a Lego man on the wall, so I took it off and I was just like, yeah, back in the box you go. And
I'm going back to aesthetic course and fuck this.
And Mercury really said the same thing. He's like, if VR is going to be mass market, it's got to be like putting on reading glasses, it's got to be wireless. And he's basically touching on what I'm trying to say as well. It has to be something where it just works.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad is even steering wheels aren't at that point. Like when you buy a G29, if you don't know how to configure a steering wheel and you're not like a hardcore PC sim racer who's already done the reading ahead of time, dude, like you're running with like 100% force feedback, the wheel's fucking like shaking in your arms, it's nothing even close to what it's supposed to be.
Yep. Exactly.
Strange says, "Oh lord, it's incredibly hot and uncomfortable in 104 Fahrenheit heat, sitting right above the rear end under red flag." Yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, like even because we race, like to be more specific about our racing, like we race in the Okanagan in BC, which is like this really southern part that gets ungodly hot, and we'd get one yellow flag, and during that one yellow flag, you're just like, I'm dying. This is uncomfortable.
Yeah, I bet.
Maybe we'll give it about 15 more minutes and then call it quits right at the 2-hour mark.
That sounds about right. Holy shit, 2 hours.
Yeah, it is getting a bit late and we really have got the data we need. We found that you can run basically hot lap and top speed mode and just alternate between the two based on if you want to pass somebody or not, which is we'll be running tomorrow, very similar to IndyCar's push to pass. We found the Ultra Softs probably hold up for a whole race and you don't really lose a lot of speed. And we also found that the Red Bull ring setup works great, which is kind of funny, but... That fucking corner. Yeah. Well, I can watch, I got the live deltas up here. And it's probably a bit too small for chat because I've got the quality of a bit turned down. But But you were 3/10 up, so it would have been a 4. But you'll probably get it this lap.
Not with an exit like that.
You're gonna be right on the money here. You're gonna run a 7. Yeah, 7.9. Oh, never mind.
Nope. Almost died.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3 section, the Tamburello, I guess, chicanes now, are so sketchy in this car, because you can take them like super quick, and the car sticks, but like you get the input wrong and it's dead.
Nah, I fucked up that exit.
You can gain it back though.
I've got it in me though. Much like my seething rage towards you. That's not how you pull away.
Oh man, Strange says, I've raced 125 shifters at bigger tracks like Laguna, Thunderhill, Sonoma, Willow, and when it's hot and you're that low to the ground, it sucks. Yeah, hot tarmac in the sun is not fun, and it's very similar. When we race in Penticton, it has an all tarmac infield. Like Prince George, we pit basically in the dirt and the gravel, but Penticton is all concrete. Same with Edmonton, and just standing out like 3, 4 in the afternoon when the sun's really high, after it's been out all day, just it radiates back up and it sucks. The shifter cart's like you get going and you're still just having the heat from the tarmac reflect back into you, and fuck, that's not fun.
Billy, have you ever seen the video of the supercarts on like the Irish street circuit? It's like it's really low, like POV, and you can only see the guy's feet, and he's going like, I swear it's got to be like 150 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's the Isle of Man onboard video that gets
That's
shared.
the one, Isle of Man.
Yeah, it's shared over and over again because it's so crazy.
Yeah. Like that takes balls. Alright, let's see how I fuck up this one.
Oh, Billy says that was a supercart. The Isle of Man video.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I miss comparing sim racing to real life, and it's a very nitpicky thing, is when you're at the track and you're physically watching other people turn practice laps, you can see subtleties in their car and their setup. And like you can see their cars pitching under braking and stuff like that. Whereas when you watch someone's laps like on AC like I'm doing here with you, the netcode and the latency in the car shifting around a bit, you can't pick up the subtleties.
Way too hot. Oh, that was a save.
Though. Yeah, that was a really nice save.
I'll let my tyres cool off here. That's something I noticed at Silverstone. I attended the World Endurance Championship at Silverstone, and it particularly struck me in the Formula 3s. Just seeing the grip they had, and like, there's nothing that can beat seeing an actual real car go fast before your eyes. Like, not even video of that same car will translate it. There's just something about seeing a tangible object go that quick.
Yeah, like as I watch you here, you hit the rumble strips and the car shakes about a third of a second after you actually hit them. So like I can physically watch you go around the track, but the subtle movements your car makes, and even some of the setup changes you might have made compared to mine, I'm not going to be able to discern just from eyeballing it, which, again, with being there in person, you really can. And it adds a level of depth to the spectator experience.
Jesus, I nailed that curb.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I saw that for sure. That was rough.
Happy when the reflex is there.
Yeah, Strange says the same thing. He learns so much by just watching other drivers in real life. It's a little more difficult with a sim. Absolutely.
No kidding.
Now, Billy, one thing I will pose as a general question to you, because this is something myself and there's a guy we used to race on 4chan with who ended up making it on Drive Tribe. I don't know if you've seen the video where the Miata passes the Ferrari on the ring, and he even does like the pop-up headlights as he drives by. And him and I were talking on Facebook a few weeks back, and we both came to the same conclusion that it seems like sim racers are more prepared for real racing and study racecraft a lot more than real drivers do. Did you ever find that racing sprint cars, it seemed, or even now, that sim racers put so much effort into learning racecraft and studying racing concepts and lines and shit like trail braking than the actual drivers did?
Is this Tim you're talking about in the MX-5? Or is it someone else?
Yeah,
Bob?
yeah, Craig. Tim.
Okay. Sorry, Craig.
I mean, like, he was right. Like, even when I started racing and started talking with the guys, it was pretty surprising that, like people were good, but they didn't really understand, like, why trail braking worked, or, like, why certain lines were faster, just, like, kind of the science behind it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because in my little snapshot of the people I've met along the way, maybe that's just how it is, but he said the same thing was happening in Germany. He said, like, him and his Miata were just destroying people on the tourist section of the ring. Because, like, he was a guy who had sim raced for years and had spent so long studying just basically the art of racing and performance driving and watched all the YouTube videos, like the art of going fast. And he said when he physically started running at the ring, it was really just rich people who bought Ferraris, who had no idea what the fuck they were doing. That being said, if Billy's racing 410 sprint cars, there's a lot of people who know what the fuck they're doing at that level. But especially in the minor leagues of basically whatever discipline, karting, stock car racing like street stocks, stuff like that, it is just weekend warriors who maybe don't even know that there are videos like on that stuff on YouTube.
Well,
most people I know can tell you how to do it IRL, but can rarely do it.
Sounds about right. Armchair experts.
The one thing that helped me more than anything, like I know I'm naturally a good driver, like, and that's just come with playing games for how many years. But there was a book written by Butch Miller, who drove the '98 Ray Bestos truck in the Truck Series for a few years. That's a name that Strange is probably going to remember. And he wrote, it's like basically this short track oval racing technique book. And it's not just like basic, like, here's how you don't die at Bristol kind of thing, but he goes into like the psychology of it. Yep, Strange remembers. And he goes into like the psychology of it. He goes into shit like the traction circle. And I remember like I bought it off eBay for like $50 because it is a really old book with like a bunch of 80s AS8 late model pictures in it. But like I went through it and I was like, holy fuck, like, why don't more people know about this? And I started showing it to people and I was like, yeah, this is part of the reason why I'm able to be so quick out of the boxes. I sat down and I read this. And it really shocked me the number of people who just like never read up on driving techniques. There's even a girl I raced with who like didn't know that left foot braking was a thing.
Wow.
And again, that's just my little snapshot of my little ecosystem that I've been a part of. But like, I wonder how prominent that is around the world. And like I said, Craig said the same thing. He's like, you'll be shocked at how little people with Ferraris and Lambos know about how to drive.
Nope.
Damn, that's a big one. Yeah, that corner you can get away with running on the AstroTurf, like a fair amount before the game penalizes you.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's bottoming out quite bad around there. So I'm just losing grip, and it's the same in the low-speed chicane.
I mean, that would make sense, because when you transition, these cars are so low-slung that one tire can get onto the AstroTurf okay, but as the car moves across it, it scrapes the curb on the under tray.
And the thing is, that corner I just lost at is quite a high-speed corner still.
Yep.
And it's on a crest, so it's really bad, and since you're going so fast, it might be bottoming out too much because of the downforce pushing it down. Whereas on the flat, like Tamburello and stuff, it's okay. But that's quite a unique corner up there, so I'll be willing to bet that's ride height.
Strange says, I do find that with the guy that just buys in something and hops in. Hell, I was like that, but I think if they're any good, they watch, learn, absorb. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I taught my high school buddy Daniel how to drive over the course of a year just by showing him and getting him to run a few laps on NASCAR 03 just because our local track has been made for that game. Strange says, I find that a good portion of sim races just turn laps without much thought as to why. Yeah, and that's a bit of an issue with the genre right now, and it's actually one of the reasons my local sim center recently shut down. The amount of guys who just, and Richard talked about this Friday night when we streamed, the amount of guys who just want to turn laps. They don't want to race, they don't want to, even just single player racing, like they don't want to do the single player races against AI, let alone come online. They just want to turn like test laps.
I don't understand why. Like, that guy Digiprost on YouTube, not ripping on the guy, you know, like, he's got more viewers than me, but it's like, all he does is hot laps, and I've never seen him really race.
Well, he ran in that, and I think Stranger's in this one too, he ran in that Sim Racer, or Sim YouTuber Showdown. That was a couple days ago.
How'd he do?
Oh, he's alright, mid-pack.
I'm out of battery. I then conserve on the outlet. Stupid.
Oops.
I could do pits.
Yeah, I watched the Sim Showdown just because I had it while I was working. I had it on my second monitor, and I'm honestly just really glad that thing kicked off, because that was something I suggested years ago on PRC. And like, even though I wasn't personally involved with it, and it was like, I think it was the R3E guys putting it on, I was still just happy to see it. I think that's what sim racing needs, because like, not to take away from fun of the piece, but Jimmy Broadbent reels in 3,000 viewers. You know, anytime he plays like Driver San Francisco or just like fucks around on a PS1 game. You know, same with the Sim Pit. Like, Sean's got his own audience, Billy's got his own audience, Sim Racing 604's got his own audience. Like, you have all these people. Why not hold a race that just pits them all together? Like, honestly, the Formula E Visa Vegas E-Race had 10,000 concurrent viewers on Twitch at any given time. We had about that number for the Sim Racing Showdown on R3E.
Oh, really?
Yep. If you add up all the different channels that were involved in Stream It Live, like Will Marsh, all those guys, you got around 10,000 concurrent viewers, and that's really, really good.
That's amazing. Holy shit.
I'm honestly surprised, like, Jay Fran and the guys didn't go farther and be like, we're starting a league. I think they should have.
Yeah. I'd agree.
That'd be something to, like, maybe I'll message Jay Fran about that before I go to bed, being like, you ever think of, like, making that, like, a big thing?
I've got a point about that, but I want to come straight on that. I'll just do one, because I'm tired. My hands hurt, my feet are cold. I just want to get. Oh, I am home.
See, I'm running on a pumpkin spice latte, so I'm still kind of in that caffeinated zone.
You basic bitch.
Oh yeah. Hey man, they're really good. Aw, front end stick turn. Yeah, you're up 3/10.
No, one more, just one more. Right, now, the thing is, with that sim racing personality thing, that would be a draw for me. I would watch that, because these are people I know. Whereas, You could say like Ray Alfalo and Gregor Hooter and stuff, but I don't know about the personalities. I enjoy watching Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, not only because they're real drivers, but because I know who they are. You know, they're followable people. Whereas guys like Ray and Gregor just aren't.
Strange says they're going to run they're going to do it again, which is really good. Again, I would watch a league, put them in maybe a bit quicker cars, pair them up with some of the good setup builders, so everyone's at least coming into the race with like a half decent setup. You know, give them the tools to succeed. But
and I would be interested in watching because I'm actually like kind of invested in those people and interested to see how they all do. Whereas with, you know, it's like right, with Monster Jam, are you more interested in seeing the progress of an independent truck or one that's owned by the factory? Or like Feld or whatever, owned by the machine? Which is what like iRacing kind of is, because it has its own roster of champions. You know, F1 has its own roster of drivers or whatever. Whereas, I don't know, it's hard to articulate my thoughts because of the time.
No, and that's no, but at the same time, you're kind of you're on the right track. Like I would rather watch Tom Meents because I know Tom Meents. I love Tom Meents. He's a great driver. He's funny. Versus, I mean, they can put someone who's a phenom from like the ATV scene and put him in like a truck in the arena tour, but like at the end of the day, I want to watch Tom Meents. That's the same thing with sim racing. I want to, like, I respect Ray's skill. I respect Gregor's skill. I respect Bono's skill. Ollie Pakala's skill. These guys are great drivers. But at the end of the day, like, sometimes it's funny to watch Gamer Muscle shout about too. I'm not saying all the time. Oh, and you wrecked where I did. One more. Yeah, 3 skid marks there now. Yeah, but R3E capitalizing on the fact that, hey, all these guys have huge audiences, and if we put them in a race together, it's just massive exposure for us. They're fucking geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like iRacing has its own set of drivers, F1 Esports has its own set of drivers, whatever. Whereas all the guys in this YouTuber series are all like really followable people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested to see Jimmy Broadbent versus whoever.
Yeah.
Because they're like personalities, as are real drivers.
And you know what?
Whereas
even on the flip side too, like if there's people you don't like, because I know some people that just fucking hate Broadbent just for whatever reason, and you'll even see it on Reddit too. Like guys will post a Jimmy Broadbent video and they're just like, yeah, fuck him, fuck this guy. But at the same time, like, those people are going to tune in too, because they want to watch Brett. But regardless of what happens, that's a fuck ton of people watching. And that's
a lot more like real motor racing. You have people you love, people you hate, people tuning in for all sorts of reasons. The YouTuber Cup is a lot closer to real motorsport, just in terms of the drivers and how followable they are, and history and all that. Whereas, what do we know about Ray Alfalo or Gregor Hooter other than, oh, they're just like sim racing machines? Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Not to take away from them, you know, like, I don't hate anyone, but I'm just,
Well, at the end of the day, what you're doing with these televised / streamed esports competitions, you're putting on a show. And a lot of these esports competitions forget that it's a show. It's supposed to be entertaining for viewers, and part of the show is having interesting people on it. And again, like, Hutu's good, he's not interesting. Someone like Gamer Muscle is interesting. Someone like Will Marshy is interesting. Someone like Strange, even though he says in our chat he's small potatoes, again, interesting. People with personality who are okay with talking on camera, who've all kind of amassed their own fan base. It works. It's very smart on their part, and like I said, I'm fully aware that they jacked the idea from PRC, but hell, all the power to them. I'm happy that it happened. I'm really, really happy.
Yep. Exactly. How am I going to wreck this one, Austin?
Oh, the hairpin again.
Yeah.
And we'll end it on that. When you wreck it coming out of the hairpin, it'll be the 4th time.
Well, when I beat your ass, shut the fuck up. Go to the faith, bitch.
And like, this game looks so good up close, and then it cuts to like a wide shot, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't really look that great. Like super high fidelity car models, and then it's just like, bam, 2D trees.
See, fuck you.
I said you stuff in the barrier.
Oh no!
Switch to conserve mode and then get some battery back, jump on the brakes. I wonder if, yeah, it does look awkward at wide angles. I think it's because the cars are such, like, they're fantastically detailed. They're awesome looking cars. And then it pans out, and I don't want to say it's like low poly because I'm not well versed in the graphical area, but you can tell like the track hasn't really received the same attention to detail. Like you see this beautiful super high res Ferrari F1 car, and then like the ambulance in the background. But I mean that's really sim racing at this point.
You got to compromise for performance though.
Yeah.
You can't have like the ambulances that's the same quality as a car.
Up there, so you're probably going to get it if we can string it together.
That was a brilliant chicane.
Yeah, it looked good on film too. That is going to be so close to the line now. You got it. That's a low four.
ERS out.
Oh my goodness.
What did you run?
A 4.83, you ran a 5.86. I'm so sorry.
Now, did you notice I screwed up the second to last corner?
Yeah, you entered a car width too wide. And you recovered really nice and you kept the momentum up, but I know when I ran that lap, I had a really good corner.
ERS running out didn't help either. You can kill the stream if you want, but I'm fucking going.
Yeah, we'll leave it up. Takina just showed up. So Takina, if you're late, and I guess for everyone tuning in late, this is a SRS championship that's being run Monday and Tuesdays in the American prime time. Billy, if you're gonna run this, just hit me up for a setup on Twitter. And really, anyone who wants to run this, I'll just hand over my qualifying and race trim stuff.
Your setup.
Yeah, the setup I downloaded from Setup Market, but hey man, it takes skill to learn to use a jabroni on there.
True.
But no, we just figured out my stream software is acting up, so to test it out, we'll just stream our pre-season testing. So for the past 2 hours, have just been us bantering at each other while running test laps, and most of our data we had about 30 minutes or so, but now it's just a dick waving contest for hot laps.
Yeah, mine is bigger than Austin's. Like in reality and in the sim. We've talked about this.
Yep.
Don't pretend we haven't. Fess up.
About setups?
No, about penis.
That's true.
You're like, hey man, girth is more important than length. That's what a man with a small willy would say.
Fuck, that was an old 4chan meme. It was like Professor Oak's girth or something. It was wild. 4chan back in the day was incredible. But you're going to turn it up to hot lap mode now. Activate DRS at the bridge.
Thanks, Martin Brundle.
You almost need to map a mute key so I can commentate your hot lap.
Yes. No, just do it.
No, because you lost 10th. I didn't even say anything.
Shut up!
Gain it through the hairpin.
You're tilting me.
Even.
and charging. We'll be lighter on fuel, so it's all good.
Yeah, Tahina, Ethan is much quicker than me in open wheel cars.
You say that, but then you look at the time charts, and this fucking backwards late model driver, you know, just goes in circles all the time, doesn't even know how to fucking turn right. I mean, good lad, Boston.
Yeah, but I'll like fluke into beating you once every couple of weeks in these. But Ethan's usually the guy building my setups for a variety of sims. It's like 80% Ethan, 10% Destin when he's bored, and then 10% Steve Smith emails me something. One thing I don't like is I have to have this ugly overlay open to watch Ethan's Delta. Oh, that was a pretty solid save. It seems like you can catch these cars just by stomping on the brakes, eh?
No, I didn't hit the brakes at all. I'll actually shadow play that if you want, so you can see my bars. Dude, you're gonna have to end the stream at some point because I ain't stopping.
Yeah, I want to see you get this. I mean, it's not that late, and I did sleep a lot. They're asking for your channel, and I linked it. I hope that's not a big deal. You've only got a couple videos, so.
Yeah, no, I don't upload like often, but I do have a few. I'm thinking of doing like an Automobilista F3 race, like a full-length one, which is 33 minutes. So that would be a good little video to make, because yeah, there's some good racing to be had with AI and AMS. Particularly recommend Daring Drafters, the Tatis race at Fluxton. That was a really, really good race on Sim Racing System. Just low-powered Formula cars on a wide open track, lots of drafting. Super. And I also did some like meme editing because I'm just an idiot like that.
So you're lucky you have the patience for that. Like even the video I put out a couple days ago, I was just like, man, this sucks. Rather write articles.
I could be a video editor.
Nah, because then it's sharing files and all that fun shit.
I guess.
Alright, I'll try and talk minimally here. Again, the overlay, to check on the Delta, I literally have to have this ugly thing up in the middle of the screen and then click it on and off, which I don't like. That fucking AstroTurf is a monster.
Like my penis. Oh, I had the MGU-H set on battery, but it's okay, we're only 900s behind.
Yeah, you're making good time.
Oh, 10th. Whoever's doing shit to my YouTube channel, like subscribing, liking, commenting, whatever, stop it. You're making my iPad light up on the other side of the room.
That corner looked pretty good. Ah! Did they give you a cut for that?
Yeah.
Ah, that sucks.
Gay, gay, gay.
Hot lapping is pain.
Brakes. Brake. Pallet. Should be enough. Right,
yeah,
let's get this bread.
It'll be... I'm pretty sure
nowhere near this fast tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not running 17s in Q-Trim tomorrow, and if we do, it's like a freak of nature lap.
This is like the Guitar Hero hot lapping you're talking about right now. Tomorrow it's going to be more stick.
The catch on the AstroTurf was pretty incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to train my eyes to see, even with the latency, what's a good lap. Line looks alright. That's it. You give me one good corner and you got it. Delta says 5/10 up. Congratulations, that is a 17-2. If not a 16.
Oh!
There you go.
Ah! Dab on him!
17-0. Damn.
Good effort, Austin.
So what did I say? What did I say at the start of the stream? You'd run a 17-2?
Yeah, something like that.
I was pretty close, eh? And we will never hit that in Q-Trim. Ever.
No.
Alright, well, it's late. Thanks for coming out, guys. I'm actually surprised we've got a decent amount of viewers.
Yeah, this is just like a little test stream, so...
yeah, this is pretty fun.
Nice to see you all. Yeah, that was a fun one. Cheers, boys. Have a good one.